Everyone, welcome back to Crayon. Today we're going to be coloring in this number 20 Abby Cadabby coloring page, and I got this coloring page from the Sesame Street website. So let's get to coloring and chatting. So I already pulled up some of my crayon colors right here, and of course it's coming from my Crayola coloring pack, and let's get to it. So today we're going to talk about change and how much change has been going on for me and what's happening in the world that's making all this change happen so fast. So for me, I am graduating college after 4 years of living here and experiencing new things and learning new things and growing as a person and living life separately. And throughout my 4 years, of course I've learned a lot, and I've grown to be the person I am today. And I've gotten used to this environment. I've gotten used to going to classes every day. I've gotten used to walking around campus. I've gotten used to doing homework on a daily basis and just, eating at my favorite spots and doing all that stuff. But with the recent pandemic, I'm not able to do all that stuff anymore, and everything has changed because of that. Now classes are online, and now our professors are teaching through Zoom and video calls, and our tests are online, and our materials are all online. And while I'm very fortunate to have all the necessary materials for me to take my online classes and, succeed, a lot of people don't, and that's devastating. This change doesn't allow everybody to adapt quickly, and it's difficult for all of us to change easily. Again, one of the biggest changes coming for me is change for me to get out of college and get out of a familiar environment, an environment that I've learned to be used to over my 4 years of college, and something I've grown familiar to and built myself on and through. And throughout my 4 years, I've learned a lot. I met new people, I've done new things and all that stuff. And to leave that behind and kind of leave all this experience behind and actually go out into the workforce and just become an adult and do all that thing is scary, to say the least. And honestly, a lot of people do. Of course, they grow up, they go out into the world, they find a job, they do what they need to do and pay their taxes and all that stuff. And that's a completely foreign concept to me still, and it's difficult for me to grasp the fact that I have to, ultimately grow out of my comfort zone and do things that make me uncomfortable and kind of figure myself out in outside of a safe environment, because college provides me with an environment that's kind of enclosed and allows me to learn and grow with people my age. But once I go out into the workforce, that's going to be a different story. I'm going to be meeting new people. I'm going to be working with new people every day and learning new systems, and everything's constantly changing. Monday through Friday is not going to be the same material. It's just going to be a new concept every single day. And that's such a scary concept to me because I'm so used to just staying the same. And this is where, change is both intriguing and terrifying all at once. I don't like to change too much. I've gotten used to what is normal to me, and when new change comes up, that's when I enter more and more conflict. Now, that's not to say that change is impossible for me to get used to. Quite frankly, I'm okay with changing. I'm okay with us, doing new things. I'm okay with learning new things and being in new environments, but all this is sudden, and you get pulled out of one thing to get put into another. And that type of experience isn't, the best for me. I'm scared to go out into the world. I'm scared to, meet new people, and especially now where we don't know if it's actually safe outside. It's scary. to say ultimately the least. And I know I'm stuttering, I know I'm like tripping over my words and saying the same thing over and over again, but that's how I feel. And I know a lot of people out there feel the same thing as me as well, and some people might not have enough courage to speak about their feelings. Some people want to hide it. Some people don't know how to express their feelings, and I want to say that your feelings are valid and they have a point, and you have a reason to speak your mind if you're comfortable about it. Speak your mind to someone who can listen to you and support you. Talk about it to people who love you and can, help you. If you can't do that, there is helpful people out in the world that can, sit down and listen to you and give you the best advice they possibly can give to you at that time. And finding those resources for yourself is such a game changer, especially now since we have the internet. And although for me, I always want to solve my problems by myself, I want to figure things out for myself, especially if it's internal problems. And I do need it's not pride that's stopping me from seeking help from other people. It's more just an internal process that I've just gotten so used to, for me to be like so used to me solving my own problems without the guidance of others. And I do need to break out of that in order for me to get better help and, receive change in a better way, rather than sitting by myself and kind of contemplating what I need to do next. Because a lot of times people outside of my experience or outside of my circle are the people that can ultimately help me, and I need to understand that and take hold of those opportunities. But that's just scary for me, because again, I know how to solve problems on my own, and if I ask someone else, they might as well just give me the same solution as what I've thought about for myself, and that's not what I want. I want to find help better than what I've already given myself. I want to find help that hasn't already been given to me. I want to just be able to be out of my body and just live in a better circumstance. But a lot of times I can't do that because I'm always inside my head. And that's such a detrimental thing as well, because being inside your head is just crazy. You don't hear the outside world. You don't think for the outside world. You're just always constantly criticizing yourself and kind of working internally. And when you don't seek that outside resource, that's when it gets ultimately the worst, because you don't see outside of those walls in your head. And ultimately, I am rambling over and over again, but that's how I feel, and that's how everything has been like for me. Change, so many changes, and me trying to adapt to them and not being able to in the best way possible for myself. And me trying to come to terms with that too, because now it's difficult out there. It's hard to do anything successfully and kind of find the resources you need to do things right. But now I need to learn how to do that and accept that and do that for myself more than other people, because I have not been doing that for myself. At the very least, I have not. Alright, now that Abby's all colored, we just need her wand. I've been checking my phone to get like reference for her colors, since I don't know them right off the bat. So her wand is mostly pink, so we'll just get into pinks. I did get her eyelids wrong, that's why I had to color a little bit over them with the blue, because she normally has blue eyelids. And let's just color in some spots on her thing. Let's get some blue into the mix. And I think there's purple in here too. Do a couple strands of that. And I know there's yellow. So we'll throw yellows in here, just like that. Alright. So there's Abby all colored. We're going to go move on to the 20. And let's see, I don't know what color I want for the 20 because I already pre-picked out everything. I think this is a great color. So let's go into it. So yeah, that's what's been on my mind. And I just did a big tangent, just went off the top of my head. Nothing was written down. It was just all my thoughts coming out in one place. And they were all jumbled because I've just been, dealing with them. And thinking about what's next for me and trying to figure out what I can do for myself in these situations and try to, get used to what change is coming up for me. I don't know what I could do next. I don't know what should I do next. I don't know if my next steps are the right steps for me to take. And if that will ultimately help me out in life, or I'm still having to rely on other people to help me. And if I have to rely on others to help me, am I going to be like that for the next year, the next month, or for the rest of my life? And that's scary too, because having that pressure of like, you went to college and you should be earning this much money when you get out, that isn't available to me, or I haven't been able to do that because of the pandemic, and what I've been trying to do for myself just hasn't been happening. And I've accepted that for myself, but it's so hard to hear other people tell me that like I could do better, I should be searching wider and greater, and I try to, I have, but again, I'm not the person accepting myself into the job. Other people are looking at my resume and telling me like, oh, we want you, or not telling me anything at all and just leaving me in the dust. And the opportunities that I'm missing are, are out there, and I'm looking, but at the convenience for myself or for the company is what I have to consider. Because where I live in a busy city, everything could be an hour away, and that's normal. But that still takes up time and gas and money that, you may not be earning at that time. And that's not possible right now to find decent, steady income to help you out. So those are my thoughts. This is me coloring, finishing up the 2 and 20. It's hard to think about what the future's like without thinking about all the bad things that can happen. But I'm keeping my head up, and I believe all you guys should too, because it's important to remember there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and I truly believe in that. And I've been through it myself where, it's hard to think about a future that's positive, but thinking about the positive things in life and seeing what is ahead of you, just one tiny little thing. I get to go to the mall tomorrow. I get to go buy my favorite food tomorrow. I get to do this thing that I really love tomorrow really helped me out. And just having that type of little tiny things that make my days better have made me happy and have helped me get through the toughest of times. And I hope that advice and this talk makes you think and makes you know that you're not alone. There's always people out there just like you. You are never going to face your experiences alone, because there's so many other people out in the world that are going through the same thing you are, and we'll all make it through together. Alright everyone, thank you for coloring and chatting with me. This is the finished picture, Big 20 and Miss Abby Cadabby. I hope everyone enjoys. Have a wonderful day and please take care. Bye.